Calshot is the home of the least visited castle in the United Kingdom. It is built on a sandbank created where the current in the Solent meets Southampton water. When, in 1539, Henry VIII ordered the construction of Calshot Castle to defend the port of Southampton, there was extensive flooding, but the Great Storm of 1703 deposited enough shingle to make the spit a more substantial structure. Seaplanes were popular at the turn of the last century because it was thought that flying over water was safer for passengers if or when things went wrong, and at one time Southampton Water was considered the busiest runway in the country. Calshot opened in 1913, dealing with experimental aviation such as torpedo testing, and became Royal Naval Air Station RNAS Calshot in 1914. The base consisted of two camps. The eastern with the castle was the operational side, while Eaglehurst Camp on the west was built during World War I to accommodate the ground staff and aircraft crew. By 1940 the camp accommodated 500 trainee airmen, and in the 1960s was taken out of mothballs to be used as a temporary accommodation for displaced persons from the island of Tristan da Cunha. During World War I, the two camps were connected by a narrow-gauge railway transporting personnel and stores known as the Calshot Express. A constant source of concern in both World Wars was that an enemy U-boat would infiltrate Southampton water and cause havoc to shipping, and so the role of the station extended to include anti-submarine patrols as well as the protection of shipping along the south coast. During World War I, a massive building programme saw the first hangars built on the spit, including the Sunderland hangar, covering an area of approximately 5,700 square metres, which was the largest in Britain for use by fixed-wing aircraft, comprising 3 of the F-type hangars. The Sopwith former water sports hangar dates from 1914 or possibly earlier. Timber framed with corrugated metal cladding and pitched and felted wooden roof, it is a unique surviving example of this type of hangar. With only an 80 feet span, it was probably built to accommodate the modestly sized Sopwith bat boat used at Calshot from 1913, but also associated with the famous Schneider Trophy seaplane contests held later. The Type G hangar or Schneider hangar, former flying boat hangar, is now a sports hall. Constructed in 1917, this steel frame structure with gabled roof and corrugated iron cladding covers an area of approximately 970 metres. This group of early aircraft structures reflects advances made in aircraft technology from the earliest flying boats, such as the short 184 seaplane from World War I. The black and white film is catalogued by the Imperial War Museum as probably Calshot, but is in fact RAF Mountbatten at Plymouth, but shows a similar hangar. The short 184 seaplane is transported along the jetty and placed into the water by a steam crane. The plane taxis away, takes off, and there is another view of the hangar as the seaplane overflies the base. Between the wars, Calshot was renamed RAF Calshot and used as a base for Schneider Cup races in 1929 and 31. The British Powerboat Company was established a few miles away in Hythe by Hubert Scott Payne, who is credited with employing R.J. Mitchell whilst at Supermarine, and T. Lawrence, better known as Lawrence of Arabia, during the 1929 event. The second film shows the British team in the Schneider Trophy race of the 13th of September 1931. The aircraft is the now famous Supermarine S6B. The engine is started and the plane wheeled down the slipway into the water, with Calshot Castle in the background. The RAF high-speed flight stayed at Calshot during this period to prepare for these highly publicised events. In the final year, the winning Supermarine S6B broke the world airspeed record by exceeding 400 miles per hour, but more significantly led to the successful development of the Rolls-Royce Merlin, which powered the legendary Spitfire and later the Hawker Hurricane, de Havilland Mosquito and Avro Lancaster. In World War II, from June 1940, RAF Calshot became primarily responsible for the repair, maintenance and modification of RAF flying boats, concentrating on the maintenance of short Sunderlands. The station also continued to provide marine craft maintenance and to train boat crews. 5 of the station's tender boats took part in the Dunkirk evacuation, but the base was used mainly for maintenance as a training centre for launchers, and from 1942 it was also used as a base for RAF Air Sea Rescue high-speed launchers. After the war, short Sunderland flying boats were a regular sight until 1961, when the station finally closed. In 1964, Hampshire County Council opened the Calshot Activity Centre, which is accessible to the public all year round.